So we're going to be starting on the mat today. Quite a class this morning. Let's check in with our body and see how it's feeling today. So untucking the toes to cat-cow, spine to ceiling, rocking forwards and backwards for that stretch. Inhale in the cow. Moving the pelvis first and the neck last. And the more movement in the pelvis, more blood flow to the lower back. Exhale in the cat. Good. Put that down a bit. I'm going to move our hips side to side, looking left and right. So do this to feel the stretch in the sides of the stomach. Tucking our toes under our heels, pushing back, good bend in the knees for extended child's pose, big stretch, head between the arms, and then back into cow. And then again, you can go a little bit higher into a bit of a downward dog or a small dog, some more bend in the knee, and then back into cow. Good. Exhale, pushing back to downward dog if that feels good, or stay in extended child's pose. Then inhale back into cow. Take your own time. Just doing what feels good. Palms directly under the shoulders in the cow. Do one more in your own time. You can paddle those feet in the downward dog. Good bend in the knee. Relaxing the neck. Good. Back into cow. Cat-cow again, untucking the toes. Let's get some mobility in the spine next. So palm directly under the shoulder, starting with thread the needle. Going for 12 to 15. Start off small ranges of movement until you mobilise, and it gets a little bit easier. Just check in and see how it feels. So good bend in that stabilising elbow, following your gaze with your hand, looking through the gap between, and your spine will follow if you're looking at your hand. Exhale as you thread that needle. Another 5. Inhale as you turn and lengthen. Chest proud, make sure it's not falling in and collapsing. Good. Another 3. One more. Then on your last one, we're going to hold that position as you thread and extend that arm. Deep breaths. And try and let go of the tension as you melt into the mat. Making sure your chest is staying upright or to the side, it's not facing the mat. And if that feels okay, you can go ahead and tuck this top arm around the back. Again, make sure that your chest doesn't collapse out. Deep breaths, and stay here for 3 breaths. Pushing the belly out as you breathe. Shoulders down away from ears. Good. Coming back, I'm going to do that the other side now. So you might be a bit stiff at first, so again, small range of movement. Hand just off the floor, an arm. Another 12, or match as many as you did last time. Pushing further round either side. Opening up that posture. Another 2. And then the last one. I want to hold that position and extend the arm. Let's see how that feels on this side. Is this side tighter or not as tight? Where do you feel this? Keeping that chest up, away from your mat. And if that feels okay, go ahead and tuck that top arm around the side. Deep breaths. For 3 breaths, we're going to just wait here and try and sink into the mat. Good, untucking that arm. So in the cow position, rib cage in, belly button to spine to make sure you're not dumping at all, so you're not forward tilting the pelvis too much. You've got your core switched on. From here we're going to rock side to side, feeling the stretch in the sides of the stomach. And we'll go for 10. Just enjoy that stretch. Keep your shoulders down away from ears, palms directly under your shoulder. Can go on to fists if the wrists are starting to hurt a little bit. Exhale as you feel that stretch. One more. So you can stay here, knees together. You're going to come up, swapping arms, looking round, like a bit like a thread the needle part. Or to make it more difficult, you can come into the plank position. It's totally up to you. You're just going to come right round. So it's like a plank, rotation. Making sure your hips are in alignment with your chest. Looking for 10. Big stretch over. Opening up that chest, and you're working your shoulder as well. Bringing them hips right round. Another 3, 2. Shoulder blades together as you're reaching round. Good. Back into cow position. And we'll start the rock again. Over to the left and over to the right. Deep breaths to recover. You might still feel a burning sensation in your shoulders. So just come in and out of it as much as you need to. You can always shake off and then back into it. Just try not to give up. So enjoy the stretch. Where you're feeling this might be the sides of your glute, the sides of your stomach. Stay here for the rotations, or you can go into the plank last time for 10. A lot of weight on one shoulder. Can you connect to your core in this position? Just be mindful that you are using it, because you don't need to, but we're tuning in and we're using it. 4, 5, 6, good. Last 4, I'm going to rest in child's pose. Last 2, these are quite tough. Good. Knees together, child's pose. Extending them arms, keeping the strength. You can circle your wrists off as well, or forwards and backwards just to mobilise them. Keep one arm extended and you can cross the other one through, a bit like a thread the needle. I'm just going to hold that as we breathe for 3 breaths. Good. Let's swap over. And feel free to grab a drink as we make our way over to the sides of our stomach for some oblique work. So make sure that your elbow's directly under your shoulder. If it's too far forward or back, it'll be painful, but you are working on shoulder strength as well. So you can either go into the full side plank position, hips and knees stacked, or you can bend your knees, but just make sure your hips are pushed forward so you're all in one line. And then as you come up, you want to squeeze a curve in the sides of your stomach and slowly come down. The slower you come down, the harder it's going to be, more toning and strength in the sides of your core. So we're looking for about 15, or as many as you can, even if you're only doing 6, because these are quite tough. Quality over quantity. As long as you start to feel an ache in the sides of your stomach, that's what we're searching for. Exhale, coming down. Another 5, and then the last rep we're going to hold for 10 seconds. 3, if you can, or you can rest. You're the boss. 1 more to see how it feels today. Good, and hold. Squeeze the sides of the stomach. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bottom knee comes forward, top knee back, mermaid stretch. Inhale and exhale, shoulders down. Feel that stretch in the sides of your stomach, keeping your sit bones in the mat. And just relaxing the neck. Good. I'm going to do that again. Let's try and match the reps that we did the first time. You've done it once, we're just doing it one last time. So check in with your technique, elbow directly under the shoulder, all in one line, going for 15. It's normal to feel that burning sensation in your shoulder. Well, it shouldn't be painful. If it gets too much, just come in and out of it. Shake the shoulders off. 8, 9. Good, and last 5. I'm going to hold it for 2. And hold 10. 4, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Whew, shoulder burning there. Let's stretch over. Let's try and get a little bit further over. You're not forcing it, you're just leaning into it with your body weight. It's nice and warm, so it's good to work on flexibility right now. The sides. Pushing that arm up to the sky. Good. Feel free to grab a drink as we move over to the other side. So elbow directly under shoulder. Let's see how you get on at this side. Looking for another 15 when you're ready. Let's go. Last 5, exhale coming down. 2. And hold 10. Try and keep the focus in the sides of your stomach. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Well done. Let's get into a stretch. Inhale and exhale as you stretch over. Relaxing the neck and shoulders, push them down. Good. Last time doing this. Last 15. Let's go when you're ready. You're also working a deep muscle in the back, the QL, which keeps you upright and stable, which is responsible for a lot of back pain, so keeping it strong. Get the oxygen in there. Last 5. 2. Good, and hold. Keep the tension, the full core. 5. Last time. 1, and release. Well done. Stretch it out. Let's try and go a little bit further this time. So strengthening and toning the sides of the stomach gives your core that strong look. Excellent. I'm going to come onto our backs next. Supine position. Let's fire up the glutes for some lower back warmth and strength and stabilising the pelvis. So I'm going to start nice and easy. Hips coming up so they're level with your thighs, squeezing the bum cheeks and then release. Weight should be in the heels of your toes. Sorry, in the heels, not your toes. Exhale, coming down. And your upper back should stay on the floor. It's common to get cramping here in the hamstrings if there's a weakness there or if it's cold. Just make sure your feet are closer to your pelvis. Looking for 20. Good. You can hold on to the sides of the mat as well if that feels good. Can you connect to the core, in the lower core, whilst you're coming up and down? Switch it on, switch it off. Another 5. Gets you nice and warm, this one. Big muscle groups being worked. 2 more. Okay, I want to hold that last rep up. Stay here or feel free to walk your feet in closer to your hips and coming onto your shoulders, pushing your shoulders underneath the chest into a hyperextension, and you work more of the glutes and your mid back as well. And it opens up them hip flexors massively if you're feeling it at the front of the thigh. Deep breaths, hold, hold, hold. One more breath. Excellent, walk back out. Release, we'll come in for a hug and roll, well done. And just release that stretch. And you'll feel the burning sensation in the glutes if you had it dissipate. Next, we're going to bring our feet together, knees out for glute bridge. So keeping them knees out requires a bit of control. Notice where you're feeling this now, with the outer sides of your glute. Have a look down, make sure your hips stay level. We're looking for another 20. Get the oxygen in there. Inhale, rise. Exhale as you fall. Last 5 if you can. 2. Good. Bringing the feet apart, walking in if you're able to hyperextend, or go into the glute bridge hold. 3 breaths. Glutes on fire, keep them hold and squeezed. Last breath. And release, well done. Hug and roll. And you can do little circles with the knees and hips, if that feels good. Straightening and bending your arms as you rock side to side and change direction. Excellent. When you're ready, this time we're going to just use one leg. So one leg's bent, the other's extended, hips upright. Make sure your pelvis is level, your hips are the same height. And come all the way up and all the way down with control. So there's a lot of focus in that one glute that's stabilizing you right now. Just keep your hips as high as you can. And this shows good back and glute strength. Fire, fire, fire. Going for 8, another 4. You can bend the leg to make it a bit easier if needed. 3, or stop earlier. Last one. Oh, well done. Let's swap over and see how we get on for the other side. Bring them hips up, extend that leg for 8. Feel the hamstring stretch as well. 2, 3, excellent. It's about doing it precision, so exactly what you want your body to do. Another 4. 1 more. Well done. Hug and roll side to side. Okay, feel free to grab a drink. We're going to move over to core work next. Okay. I'm going to start with the Pilates crisscross, also known as the bicycle crunch. So first of all, make sure your ribs are tucked in. You're still breathing normal. Belly button's down into spine. Your back is fully imprinted into the mat. So your back, no curves in your lower back. So you switch that on. You're going to come up, knee to elbow, do the leg extend, looking left and right to get them obliques and sides of the stomach engaged. As many as you can, or 30. This gets a really good burning sensation in the core. Works all 6 muscles in the core. Nice and controlled. If it starts to get more difficult, shorten the levers, so bring them knees in with a bend. Deep breaths as you work through. Over halfway. If you need to stop and start to build that endurance, that's absolutely fine. Do 3 sets of 10. Just wait for that burning to subside. 10, 9, 4, looking right over to the left. Last 2. Excellent, release, well done. Inhale, arms rise. Fill in the lungs. Hold in with full lungs before slowly exhaling through the lips. Let's get that relaxation. Pilates breath work. Inhale. Count for 4. Exhale as you exhale for 4 seconds. Off count of 4. Again, inhale. Pushing the belly out, using the diaphragm and chest. And on the inhale, you're trying to put space between each rib as they open up to let the oxygen fill the lungs. Let's all get high. Excellent. Let's go for another 30, or if you're the boss, if you only want to do 15 and just do some breath work because you're stressed, it's totally up to you. Let's come right over to the left, right over to the right, even further over if you can. Like a little crunch as you're coming up. Exhale as you come up, inhale down. It's a nice stretch as well. 15. Nearly there. 10, let it burn. 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, well done. Oh. Inhale, arms rise. Remember to get that pelvic floor involved as well. Inhale, relax like you're on the toilet, pushing out with the belly and the pelvic floor, like you're passing wind and urine. And on the exhale, you're engaging the abs and holding everything in down there, like you don't want to pass wind or urine. It's the opposite of what you would think. So inhale, relaxing everything, pushing the abs out. This is what your pelvic floor does normally. And exhale, drawing in everything to work on pelvic floor health and strength. We'll do another 2. So the pelvic floor holds up your organs, keeps your intra-abdominal pressure, so coughs and sneezes. It always switches off when you're lying down. It takes 10 seconds as well. So bringing your knees up into tabletop, rib cage in, belly button into spine. We're going to pull there. We're going to push our knees in. We're going to, with our knees, hip flexors, we're going to bring them in. We're going to counteract that with our hands pushing the knees down. Adding load for 10 seconds, the lower core. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So as your knees are trying to come in, you're pushing them down with your hands. So I'm going to do that again in 5, 4, 3. Let's see if you can feel that connection in the lower core as you do this, as you load in the lower core. Let's go 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Inhale, arms rise for 5. Exhale, drawing in the abs and pelvic floor. This is an ab exercise as well. Inhale, relaxing the abs and pelvic floor, pushing out. Last one. Good. Window wipers next. Just make sure you've not got your bottle in the way. So arms come out to the side, knees are starting in tabletop, rib cage in, belly button to spine, flattening the curve in your lower back, imprinting. Over to the left, your knees go stacked, coming up closer to the belly button and down over to the right. So it's like a window wiper, all the way up and all the way down, as long as you want to make your legs. You feel that stretch in your lower back, and we're working the obliques as well. Try and connect to that lower core. Can you feel the tension that it's under? You can make these as hard or as easy as you like by lengthening the legs. So I like to come up with my knees, but then I straighten them on the way down to add more load to the sides of the stomach and lower core. We're going for 10, another 5, nice, slow and controlled. 4. Shoulders down away from ears. 3. Last 3. Notice where you're feeling this. 1 more. Let's finish it. Well done. Inhale, arms rise. The slower you breathe out, the more you're tuning in and talking to that vagus nerve to relax, which helps you get out of fight flight. One more set of those. Enjoy this, even just for the stretch. So arms out to the side, looking for 10 in your own time. Stacking them hips over to the left and right sides, if you're able to, as much as possible. Shoulders down away from ears. Good. Another 4. I really do enjoy this one actually. 2. Last 2. 1. Good. Let's bring some more relaxation breath in. Inhale. One more. Last ab exercise to finish. Scissors. So both legs are extended. You can pull your knees close to your nose as you can and swap it. It's a nice hamstring stretch. And if you're pulling your knee into your nose, you can feel it in your forearms and biceps as well. As many as you can, or 25. If you want to do 2 sets, it's absolutely fine. Just looking for that lower core load. Ten. 7. Good. 6. 5. 4. 2. 1 more. Last one. Good, and release. Well done. Breaths, deep breaths in. Pause. Or slowly exhale for a count of 5. Again, another 4. I'm going to move into the cool down and tension release. Good. Knees over to one side, stacking the hips. You're going to look the opposite direction for book opening, or spinal twist, also known as. Let's just settle in this position at first. See how that feels today. Trying your best. So ideally both shoulders should be on the mat. Hips and knees stacked on top of each other. If that feels okay, the top leg you can extend and straighten, and you can grab hold of the back of the leg. And just relax back into that. So you might feel it in your glutes as well if you're tight there. Pushing the belly out with every inhale, and then every exhale as it falls, allow yourself to sink further into that stretch and just melt any tension away. Melt into the floor as you become a dead weight. Notice where you feel this. It's your lower back, sides. Just concentrate on releasing. We're just waiting for our peripheral nervous system to kick in and just relax these fibres. It can take time, but it's helped with deep breaths, counting for 4 on the exhale. Unhooking that arm, bending the knee, slowly coming out. Take your time because you can be a bit stiff. I know I certainly am whenever I come out. Shifting your hips over to the left and your knees over to the right. As we settle in to this side, without moving in just yet, let's just get the body used to the new position. If that feels okay, extend that leg and grab hold of the back of it. And now it's your job to keep switching off any tensed up bits of the body, usually the trunk, upper back, lower back, middle back. It's where you hold your tension and stress. You might feel tighter in this side. Might be harder to switch off these tensed up bits. Just be patient. Take time bending that knee. Going over to the side. So you flip over carefully, a careful flip, onto our bellies. So forehead to hands as we begin, or on your chin, just where it feels comfortable for you. Just settle into this new position. Notice where your hips are in the mat. Make sure that they're level. And your quads, your thighs have switched off as well, and your lower back. If that feels okay, so we're going to work our way into Sphinx, and then if you want to go into Cobra, it's totally up to you. I just find it quite harsh for my back personally right now. So on an inhale to lengthen, I'm going to bring them elbows in a little bit further, not too far, because a lot of tension might happen in the lower core. Lower back. Allow yourself to sink in the hips into the floor, and you'll feel a deep stretch in the back. This is a back bend. Notice where you feel it. Every inhale as you push your belly out, then when you exhale, you'll feel it fall and you're able to get further into that deep lower back bend. Just training our backs to let go of the tension. Shoulders down away from ears. But you do need them switched on. We're more trying to switch off the lower back, just above the pelvis. If that feels okay and you're able to switch off and the thighs haven't switched on and tensed up, bring them elbows in a little bit closer. If you want to get your elbows underneath your shoulders, that's absolutely fine. Or you can stay in the exact same position, what you feel comfortable with. Breathe. Elbows directly under shoulder if you want to move in again. So this is the Sphinx. Shoulder blades together. Chest proud. Try and sink those hips into the mat. If it's too much, feel free to go further down, closer to the floor. Come in and out of this whenever you feel like you want to. And if you're up for it, go into Cobra. So hands next to the shoulders, elbows digging into the sides, almost, of the ribs. Good bend in the elbows. And sink, pushing your belly out. One more breath. This is a tough one. Exhale, release. Carefully, forehead to hands. I'm just going to switch off the back and relax back into the floor for a breath. Notice where you're feeling that stretch. Maybe you're still feeling it like I am. Just be aware of how it feels, then we can track any progress in a few weeks. On the next inhale, I'm going to come up into child's pose. Either variation these together I enjoy after a back bend, or you can go a little bit wider, but nice and slowly as you plant your bum cheeks onto your heels, head to floor. Excellent. We're going to make our way over to any seated position that you're comfortable with to practice some pranayama, relaxation work. So if you don't want to practice the yogic breathing, feel free to do the Pilates. Still get the relaxation benefit from it. But it's inhale through the nose and exhale slowly for a count of 4 or 5. Slower you exhale through the mouth, the more relaxing it is. If you're practicing the yogic breathing with myself, we're just going to draw our attention at the moment, our attention to our breath. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose because it's nice and warm. And
sorry, can you just ignore that?
I'll edit it out. So I want you to make sure that you're sitting tall as well, so you're not slouched, your pelvis is untucked. So it can be quite difficult to sit like this at the start, but make effort to sit tall. Chest proud, it will become easier. I'm shaking, must be from them side plank dips. So we're going to, on the inhale, push the belly out and use the diaphragm and the rib cage, creating space between each rib to get that oxygen in. So it starts with the belly expanding, then into the ribs, and the shoulders should move slightly as well. On the exhale, you're reversing that, so shoulders slightly depressed, rib cage comes down, and the belly comes down as well. So 3 stages, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. On the inhale, hold for 2, exhale slowly for 4, again shoulders, then ribs, then belly. Notice how this feels and how easy or difficult this is. And if you want to do the alternate nostril breathing, I'm going to grab on the right hand these two fingers and we'll close over the right nostril and completely exhale through the left. Same yogic breathing that we're using. And then inhale through the left. Close over. Slowly exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close over and exhale through the left. Continue. It's meant to be done as slowly as you feel comfortable with. Excellent. Namaste. Thank you for coming, everyone.